Welcome back to some new malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called To the Letter. In my company, the employees have the habit of changing the specs of jobs without asking for the approval of the client or the boss, me. Like changing the material because they think it's better this way. The customer doesn't really know what they want. This led to many partial and full refunds to customers, plus bad reviews on Google, because asked A, got B. At the nth partial refund, I wrote an angry email to everyone. From today, everyone must follow the original order form to the letter, with no changes, with absolutely no exceptions. If a customer asks A, even if it's clearly wrong, it's not allowed to silently change to B. The day after, a new customer asked A, which did not fit the media. I explained by email that A does not fit, so I will change it to B. They replied, "Perfect, thank you very much. Sorry, I did not know the difference, just googled the specs." So I updated the order form. Enter Daniel. He knows that in Italy, employees cannot be billed for mistakes, even if intentional, and cannot be fired on a whim or for small mistakes. So he thought that it would be funny to follow my instruction to the letter, and intentionally made the order with the original wrong specs. I must follow the original order to the letter. No changes under no circumstances, with absolutely no exception, he said smiling. And for the nth plus 1th time, I had to issue a partial refund to the customer. The next story is called Long Wait Times. For starters, I work as a security guard for one of the few hospitals in our city. We are mostly dealing with competitive patients and visitors and doing patrols around the campus. Occasionally, we get asked to assist with getting people out of their vehicles and escort them by wheelchair to the emergency department or their appointment at an on-site clinic. Today, a couple of nurses came to our office asking for our help. They had received a call from a gentleman, who we will call Gerald, asking for help to get out of their car, as he was in severe pain. I went out with the nurses, pushing a wheelchair and radioing my partner to come to assist me, as it sounded like it was gonna take some extra hands to help him out. It took a little bit for us to find him, but we found him thanks to him blowing his car horn for all to hear. Now, I have interacted with dramatic people before, and this guy was no different. He told us all about how he was in so much pain, how he drove himself all the way over here and couldn't move the car anymore, and how he needed to be treated. We tried to offer help, but he refused to grab our arms or hands to steady himself, relying on the car door and the wheelchair to get himself in it. Once he got himself settled, he asked me to move the vehicle to a better parking spot. After all, he had handicap stickers and he needed the space to get in when he finished his visit here, so I obliged, feeling a little bit odd about the whole situation. I moved his car to a handicap spot near the emergency department entrance. Gerald got checked in at the emergency department, and we were done with the situation. At least that's what I thought. Not even 20 minutes later, I get told that this guy wanted to leave and wanted us to take him back to his car. Apparently, he started complaining and moaning about how the wait time was too long. Keep in mind that there were people in the waiting room who had been there for hours, and this guy couldn't stand being there for even a few minutes. I first checked with the staff because I was worried about the fact that he himself said he couldn't drive. They told me that since they hadn't triaged him and he wanted to leave so soon, they legally couldn't hold him here, even if they wanted to. So I went back out to the emergency department and asked him point blank if he was really sure he wanted to leave, because I didn't want to be held responsible in case he drove and got into an accident. But he said yes, he wanted to leave right then and right now. So I reluctantly pushed out of the emergency department towards his car. This is where my malicious compliance begins. Gerald starts saying, "When we get to my car, I'm gonna call the ambulance." Wait, what? Yeah, gonna call an ambulance. I can't drive and I don't like everyone here except you. They are too slow here and I'm not spending all night here. Besides, calling an ambulance will get me to our room quicker and I can get help with my pain. So you want to call an ambulance to take you to the emergency department when you are already here at an emergency department? And all that because the wait time is too long for you? Yeah. You realize that if you call an ambulance, they may just take you back to the waiting area and have you wait there, right? Yeah, I know that. I'm still gonna call. Well, okay, if that is what you want to do. So after helping the guy into his car, I decided to let him do just that. At that point there was nothing else I could really do. After all, I'm just a security guard, not his doctor. So I just pushed the wheelchair back inside and went about my business. About 30 minutes later, I'm looking at CCTV footage, and right there, next to this guy's car, is an ambulance. My jaw dropped. The guy actually called 911 for an ambulance, and they came. I continued to watch as the workers helped this guy into a gurney and placed him into the ambulance. Then, to my utter shock, they drove off campus. I had thought that they were going to drop him back off here, but they left for another hospital. I then realized a couple of things. This guy is going to another hospital and going to be gone for who knows how long. When he gets discharged, he's not going to have a ride because, you guessed it, his car is over here at this hospital. Plus, our policy is that if a car is parked in our lot for a few days and we've confirmed that the owner is not here, we have to call the police and report an abandoned vehicle. So this guy is now getting additional costs added to his medical expenses because he took the ambulance. He possibly has to rate even more in the emergency department of another hospital before being seen. And he may rack up some fines for abandoning his car, depending on how long he's there. All because he didn't want to wait in the emergency department with everyone else. But hey, guess 20 minutes was way too much for him. The last story is called Anonymous Person. This involves a church, but it isn't a bad church. There was this hurricane and they really did spend their money to put homeless people into hotels and feed them until they had places to live. They always need volunteers, and if you are conflict avoidant like me, you get asked to do lots of stuff. I mean, if I'm already there, okay, I'll do it I guess. If you have a hard time saying no, you will be taken for granted for sure. I got asked to make the coffee. I mean, making coffee for like 150 people. I don't even drink coffee, and I said yes. What is wrong with me? There is some training. I did the training. I show up on my day and I'm in the kitchen getting ready to make the coffee just the way I was told, and someone comes in and kicks me out. They won't take any of my excuses. I need to get out, now. I complied to keep the peace. I guess they were tired of people helping themselves to food maybe. Personally, I think it was because I'm male, and women tend to run that kitchen. I don't know. What I do know is I never made that coffee, and never will. If I am not welcome in the kitchen, you can make the coffee. You obviously don't need me. I got asked to help with the security system. I live and work near the church. You get notified when it goes off. When that happens, you can go to the church and turn off the alarm and call the alarm people. I'm ideal because I'm so close so much of the time. I don't even need to drive. They train me and I get the codes and everything. Well, everything was all set, and then the person who trained me remembered something and leaves for a bit. When they come back, they say that someone high up objected to me being security because I was not a member of the church. Being a member is more than showing up. It is more than giving money. You have to declare your allegiance and be baptized in front of the whole congregation. Baptized somewhere else? Doesn't count. You have to do it over. It's a whole spectacle. While I don't mind religion, I detest spectacle. I have dodged this particular honor. I'm not going to ever become a member. Besides, when I first came, a deacon told me to find somewhere else because my kids were loud. If I am tolerated but not welcome, I'll be present and not a member. Now, the person doing the training probably counts beans and thinks if she gets me to become a member, she has saved my soul, and she will be higher up some ladder to heaven or something. But I will not. Instead, I will agree and comply with that anonymous person's concerns. So I say that I would never want to make anyone uncomfortable with my position as a security officer for the church. You should definitely have someone who is trusted by the whole congregation. I guess I will have to step down from the responsibility and let you find the right person for the job. It is really unfortunate that someone so close and convenient to the church, who has been here a long time, has to step down. But what can be done? They offered to talk with the person who objected to see if there was some compromise. I assured her that I saw no compromise possible. Trust is the currency of church security. I must humbly step down and reflect on my distrustful character. The pastor talked to me about all this and offered to fix things. He said membership used to be a big deal and isn't so much anymore. I declined. I don't mind volunteering, but I won't fight anyone to do it. For me, volunteering has to be consensual by all involved. Do I really want to spend my volunteer hours arguing with self-appointed gatekeepers when I could be sleeping in or reading a book? I still help out now and again informally for one-time things when they are stuck. And I have one regular duty that I like, and no one dares harass me about it because it is technical, but I say no to anything else. After all, there's some anonymous person who has made me step down from these kinds of positions in the past. And I wouldn't want to go through the trouble of joining this or that committee only to be told about objections after the fact. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.